Hey, my creative friends. My name is Shannon from shannonstudio.com, and I am here to talk about a creative life and what that looks like and what we might do to facilitate it more and all the things, all the creative things. That's what we do. We are on day 346 of a year project that I decided to do to have a content creative tip every night. Hey, boyfriend. So that's what we're doing. And plus, I am launching a Creative Heartbeats Club at the end of the month. And so I'm talking a little bit about that too. And why I think the club will help you to do some of these tips that we've been talking about for this year. So I'm just listening to somebody sneak down the stairs. It's bedtime for somebody. There was a quote I read somewhere, I don't even know, but it said, remind yourself that you cannot fail at being yourself. Of all the things that you can be good at and actually be close to being perfect at would be to be yourself. We determine it, what it is, who it is, how it is. We determine everything about it. And so therefore, when we're acting authentically, we can't fail. We are acting like ourselves. And, but I think sometimes we are so busy trying to be somebody else, seeing what somebody else is doing and thinking that's cool. And instead of just thinking, that's so cool, they are so cool, they're so fun, they're so this, they're so that, we get insecure about who we are because we haven't really found ourselves. And so we get insecure and then we want to like race after who they are to be who they are. And it's a rough game. That's a rough game. That is to continually seek after something else because you haven't taken the time to look inside. You haven't discovered who you are, all the things because you're not being you. It's not very good. It's depressing. I think we're really unhappy. I think we're not very good at it. We're not very good at being somebody else. And it just leads to a lot more problems. And problems come naturally in your life. You don't need to make more. That's the way I look at it. I don't need to make more problems. They just come. So what do? You spend time with yourself, having time to think your own thoughts, to perfect your own views, have perspective, decide what things you love, and to create things, to take that time to be able to do that. So then you discover who you are. And I think the more we surround ourselves with our ideas, our images, our thoughts, our, experiences, we're going to discover who we are. If we're able to engage with them without being frightened of them, without trying to chase after somebody else's experience to make them our own, I think there's a healthy dose of looking around and saying, oh, that's so fun, I should try that. I think there's room for a healthy dose of that, but not the pursuit of that. Pursuing to be somebody else is a different animal, and that's not the animal you want to chase or be. The whole idea of the Creative Heartbeats Club is to give you opportunities to think of your own ideas, to create your own images, and to be inspired by some of the things you want to do, by some of the inner things. And so, like I have said, we're going to do prompts, we're going to see different things, we're going to encourage different things so that you have opportunity to develop skills and habits that let your happy hidden self just shine, sparkle, just be dazzling. Let the dazzling you come out. And that dazzling you is the most alive person you can be. And you are exciting. You are excited. And being excited yourself, you are an exciting person. And that's the thing about finding your inner self and just kind of letting it out and not pursuing being somebody else, but being yourself. You start to be more comfortable with yourself. You start to be, and when you're more comfortable with self, other people are comfortable with you. And it's so interesting. All the things that you start to be inside start to be reflected in your relationships with other people. There's a quote in the book Transcend. Hey, Allison. It says, just by being yourself and shedding your defenses and fears and anxieties, you move forward and grow. So that's what, shedding those things, shedding the idea that you want to be somebody else, shedding the pursuit of being like, whatever group you're thinking of, and just spending the time being yourself. Shedding the defenses, fears, and anxieties. Don't be afraid of you. Don't be afraid of being yourself. I know we naturally want to belong. It's a natural instinct. It's a survival thing. But sometimes I think we've taken we've let that control us. That need to belong. We've let that dictate who we have to be. And we're not in those kinds of times. We're not in prehistoric times where we have to, that belonging, if we don't have it, will kill us. We will die out there by ourselves. It's okay if we're not, we don't have our group right away. If we don't find our people right away. There are so many groups of people out there, so many, and in this day and age, you can connect with them. With the internet, with travel, with all the things. Well, we can't travel right now, can we? I'm talking bigger picture. You can connect with those who are like-minded and have some interests and desires and want to build and have purpose like you do. Okay, so in Transcend, he says, just by being yourself and shedding your defenses and fears and anxieties, you move forward and grow. This process is clearly visible among young children. Young children are naturally exploratory, curious, fascinated, and playful, wondering about their new world. And part of Creative Heartbeats will be pushing you to have new experiences. So you have a new world. Moving and doing different things than what I had previously done. I mean, obviously going to Amman, Jordan, and being here is pushing me to have new experiences, which creates this new world I have. You don't have to go to a different country to do that. There's plenty, and I'm thinking of all the things that, over my life, because I'm thinking not everybody can move to a different country. But there's so many things that I wish I would have done along the way that would have created this new world. So this Transcend books continues to say, those who seek out and actively engage. So right there, it's an active choice. We have to do something. We have to decide and seek out and actively engage. Okay, those who seek out and actively engage in the unknown are in a better position to extract and to learn and to grow as a whole person. Sometimes there's people I know who are living as half hidden people. They're not quite whole. And I can see it when they, so I'll know them privately, but then when they get out in public, they start acting different, which I am delighted with who they are privately, but then some other things start going through their head when they get out in public and they start acting a different way. And so it's almost like they're hiding half of themselves. They're not a whole person. And I think it's a shame because these people are great. They're good people. And to be half hidden yourself, like in the beginning, what was it? The anxiety and the, where is that quote? Oh, shedding the fears, defenses, fears, and anxiety. That's having to hide half yourself. That is anxiety. That is fear. When you're afraid to be yourself. And creativity lets you be open to other people, to yourself, to new experiences. It starts to expand who you are so that you can become a whole person. Creativity is not the end all be all, but there are studies about your well-being coming from being creative, from being able to deal with depression, to deal with anxiety. There's research on it, and it talks about that. So I'm not stretching here. Now, I totally am into creativity, but I'm not stretching the truth. I'm not making it up. Being creative can help you move forward. So the other quote, which is a little covered up, and I did not write where I got this quote from, but it says, the journey of our lives is just that, a journey. We're still in process, still in motion. I prefer to ask, does the course of action I've taken at any given moment expand my potential, both in terms of a particular goal and my overall happiness, or does it contract the possibilities? And so that's what we want to do. We want to expand our possibilities. And I really believe that Creative Heartbeats Club will do that. And I am, and I'm not, this isn't even going to make me a ton of money in the beginning. It's just not. I'm charging $10 a month for you to, every month, a recurring payment of $10 a month to be part of the group. I wanted it to be like the lowest possible kind of entry point for you, because I think once you get in there, and that you're going to love it, that you're going to see what I'm saying is true. And then that's your price. Since you're founding members, it's the beta group, the test group, the founding members, whatever you want to call it. Since you're the first, that's $10 every month for however long you stay in it. So it's not like, that's a burger and fries. That's what I'm saying. It's like a burger and fries. So joining that, I think you're going to find that you have that opportunity to let yourself shine, to actually start to be comfortable with who you are, and to try to be more of yourself, more authentic, and not be pursuing somebody else. On a house that Lars built, it was on her social media, and I saved it and saw it today. Somebody answered about being creative. Allison says it's a piece of cheesecake. That's right, it is. Ooh, that's a big debate. Cheesecake? No. We can fit both of it in. So on the House of Lars, her social media had a little quote on it from somebody who answered one of her questions about being creative. And it says, I make because my mind and body tell me to. And if I don't create, I'm not being fully me. And that's what I think too. If we don't have some kind of creative outlet, you are not being fully you. We are creative beings. And so if you're not creating in some way, you're kind of hiding that part of yourself. And the idea of the Creative Heartbeat is to let that happy self, hidden happy self shine. Just let it out. Coco Chanel says, beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. So let's end on that tonight. Beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. So I'm going to put stuff on about how to join Creative Heartbeats later. And in the meantime, remember you have a creative heartbeat, so listen for it, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye.